Welcome back to the second video of this tutorial. Well, it's not really a tutorial, I'm just showing you some things that I be doing so that my wig will last. So here I'm just removing like some of the thread because I already removed the closure. If you haven't seen that video, please click please click the little icon at the top of this video so you can go back and see how we even got to this part in the first place. So I'm starting by cutting some tracks where it's loose at, and then I just tie a knot with the thread, but I keep my knot on the wig cap. I don't tie the knot on my track because it's going to slip. This is what I'm doing to make a knot when I am like fixing the track. So I split the thread into two and I make a knot, and then I make another knot on top of that knot, and it will stay, and then I'll just have track that I can work with, and I don't have to worry about the other tracks falling off because the thread was cut. So you make a knot on it, and my knot is always made on the wig cap. Do not make it on the track because remember, we don't sew through our wefts. So after I just continue to move throughout the wig, right now you'll see me lifting up the first track the first track that's closest to the closure, and I'm just pulling to see what's loose. I take off any like extra thread that may be in there from when I was removing the closure or something like that. I just clean it all up. And this is a better angle of me making a knot on the wig. I know the other angle wasn't too good. So you see I'm splitting it down the middle like your thread always is. I make a knot, and then I go ahead and make another knot, and that's it. I continue to do that, like I said, bada boom, bada bing. Sometimes this can be a little tedious because the repairs aren't always going to be the same on every wig. So you'll also just like have to do like different techniques or what works best for you when you are repairing. And then also keep in mind as you're making your wig that, hey, some days sis might need a repair on this, so be mindful. I realized that I didn't like this track right here, so I just cut it off so that when I go to put on my closure, I'll have more space, and if there's any extra space, I can just put the track back on there around the closure. So something to keep in mind when you are making wigs, you do want to flip the track. Like I always flip the track. I hand sew my wig, so it's easier for me to flip the track versus if you do it on like a machine, because I don't know how that's gonna lay, whatever. I ain't never did that. But what I'm saying is, don't cut your tracks, bro. You can later take this wig apart and make a sew-in. You can make another wig, but if you cutting up pieces of your tracks, you're just gonna have pieces everywhere. And as a stylist, that pisses me off because you have to spend extra time to make sure something fits, and that is so aggravating. Or if you have to wash it, it's just an extra process. So don't cut your tracks. It'll also stop shedding too and tangling, but I know that when I made this wig, I made it with 2 full bundles and like maybe a fourth or a half of the third bundle. So right here I am on the second bundle, which is in the middle of the wig. she requested that she wanted the wig to be a little fuller, which makes sense because over 2 years, usually hair lasts about 2 years with proper care, but on a wig it can tend to last longer, but over time it does it does thin out a bit, and that's just completely normal. So you can request to have a new bundle added to your wig. And because her hair was colored, it was additional cost, and we were still able to achieve the look. So I'm going to tie the thread where I had cut the track to separate it, and I'm just going to let it hang while I take off the second bundle. I started with the first track, which is the top track of the entire wig, because when I add a new bundle, I tend to use the same thread. So I cut this thread and I took up some of the track, so when I go and I add in the new bundle, I can lay and adjust that track according to it, and it'll lay flatter, and I don't have to worry about accidentally putting like 3 tracks on top of each other and making the wig bulky. You feel me? Once I have successfully removed the second bundle, I'm going to tie the extra thread in a knot so that the rest of my bundles do not fall out. And I'm going to move on to adding the new bundle, which is in the next video.